Hello, Verbling. How is everybody? Today we're doing a little more preposition work, and my next class is on pronunciation. So I'll just wait a couple minutes to start the lesson to wait for pages to load and students to come in. Hi guys, how are you? Everyone ready for class? Excited for grammar today? Grammar classes are my favorite classes. I like conversation too, but grammar is such a satisfying class. Come on, guys. Get ready and join. We have a lot of material to get through today. Hi, Manuel. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Mauricio. How are you?
Hi, teacher. Fine.
Excellent. And Jorge?
My favorite classes.
Hi, Jorge.
Hi.
I like conversation too, but.
Ooh. Can you guys close the second verbling page? Excellent. Sorry, I was hearing some echo there. All right. We'll do a short introduction and then we'll get into today's lesson on prepositions. I'll go first. My name is Michaela and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I've been teaching English for 3 years now and I love it. And my favorite movie is The Great Gatsby. All right, your turn. Jorge, will you go first? Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and your favorite movie.
Okay. Well, my name is Jorge. I'm from Tabasco, Mexico. And, well, I studied software development. And my favorite movie is Hachiko.
Hachiko? Hachiko?
Uh-huh.
What's it about?
It's about a dog who loses his owner and he always waits him in the train station for years.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I should watch that. All right, Mauricio, your turn.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm from Brazil, and my favorite movie is The Matrix.
The Matrix. Ooh, that's
Yes.
a great one. And where in Brazil are you from?
São Paulo.
Oh, cool. Huge city.
Yeah, big city.
Do you like it there?
For work is great, but traffic is terrible.
Yeah. Cities can be stressful.
Yeah.
All right. Does everyone have the notes open that we're looking at today? I can send you the link in the chat box. Anytime you join a class, there's usually a link of notes or something else. So you can click those before class or During class, I can send it to you.
Okay.
So those are the notes we're looking at today. And before we jump in, what is a preposition? We're working with prepositions today. So what do you guys think of when you think of prepositions?
Well, I think that a preposition is like a abbreviation. I don't know how to spell when you make a, a few words shorter.
Yeah, they're short words, definitely. Are
Yeah.
prepositions important?
Mm, I think yes.
Yeah.
I think they're very important. Can you guys think of any examples of prepositions?
Like,
At,
uh-huh.
on,
On, in,
at,
at. Excellent.
I don't know.
All right, that's a good start. So maybe the first thing we'll do then is we'll look at a list of prepositions because I want to make sure you guys are familiar with them. So I'm going to send you another link. Open this up, and it's a list of prepositions and their general meaning. So we're going to just look over it for a couple of minutes and tell me how many of them you've seen before and know how to use. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes and just look over the list of prepositions. There are time prepositions, place prepositions, and just other important prepositions. Are you guys pretty familiar with all those?
Some of the prepositions I saw them before.
Excellent. Awesome. Okay. What about for and since? Have you guys ever had a lesson on the prepositions for and since? I'll put them in the chat box.
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, good. I was hoping you guys would be familiar with for and since because we're going to do a little exercise with those today. So back to the notes. We're going to talk about common mistakes with prepositions. And this is assuming you know a little bit about prepositions already. I think you guys do. So the first common mistake we're going to deal with today is the difference between of the and the S possession. So both of these things are for possession. If something is mine or yours or hers, you either use the apostrophe S or of the. Do you guys know the difference between the two?
The difference between what?
Between when we use apostrophe S and when we use of the. For instance, right under of, we have two sentences or sentence chunks. The leg of the chair and the dog's leg. So those are both ways to show prepositions. It's also possible for you to say the chair's leg or the leg of the dog. I'll write those in the chat box for you. So it's possible and grammatically correct if you say the chair's leg or the leg of the dog. But it's not common for native speakers to say that. So if you want to sound more fluent, if you want to make your English more natural sounding, there are a couple lessons we need to learn. And that is that of the is for objects and things that are not alive. So the leg of the chair. The chair is not alive. So you say the leg of the chair. But a dog is alive. So it makes more sense to a native speaker if you say the dog's leg. So the apostrophe S is used for people, animals, groups of people, organizations, and countries.
Mhm.
And of the is used for objects and anything that's not alive. Do you guys have any questions about that?
No.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys to come up with a couple of sentences for each. So I want you to make one sentence using of the and one sentence using the apostrophe S. And when you're ready, write them in the chat box and we'll go over them together. So take a couple minutes and write your sentences. I need 2 sentences from every person. Hi, Ricardo. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Hello, everybody. I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Today, our question of the day was, what's your favorite movie? Would you like to answer that for us?
Okay, let me think. I think it's some about Robert De Niro movie. I like it. Let me see.
Action movies?
I like true histories.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Robert De Niro did a movie called Brazil.
Robert De Niro. What's it
Yeah.
about? What's the movie about?
About Brazil, about the India in my country.
I don't think I've seen that.
1976, I think. It's very old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not the best, but I like it.
I'll have to look that up. I thought I had already seen most movies about Brazil, but I've never seen that movie. Okay. So right now, we're making sentences using some of the prepositions that we just talked about. Do you have the notes open, Ricardo?
Yes, teacher, I have.
Excellent. So the first little section where we have the leg of the chair and the dog's leg,
Okay.
we're making sentences, one sentence with of the and one sentence with apostrophe S. So you use of the for objects and things that are not alive, and the apostrophe S is for people and animals, groups of people, organizations, and countries.
Okay.
Okay, so we have some in the chat box. I'm going to let you think a little, and I'm going to read some that we have in the chat box. Oh, we have several. So the first one is the wheel of the car. That's a perfect sentence chunk. It's not a complete sentence, but it's a good sentence, or a good sentence chunk. We have Roberto's arm. That's good. The planet's Earth. I'm not really sure one makes a lot of sense, because that would mean that a planet had ownership over the Earth. I don't think, maybe you could say like the planet's atmosphere or the planet's land or the planet's water. And you could use an apostrophe S there. You're correct in thinking that the planet is treated as an alive object, so you write with the apostrophe S. Caribbean pirates, I don't really understand that one. So we either need an apostrophe S or of the to show possession. Okay. That looks like all we have. Did everyone get 2 in?
Yep.
Ricardo, can you do some for us too?
Okay, but I write on the chat.
Yeah, in the Verbling chat or the Google chat, wherever you're
Okay,
looking.
okay. Let me think 2 words here.
Awesome. We have Mauricio's house. That's perfect because Mauricio is a living person. The glass of the window. Sure, we could say that. Those are non-alive objects. The Fanny's house. That one's a little strange because, well, Fanny, I think, is a name. So if Fanny is a name, we don't use the. It's a proper name and we don't need an article. So we could just say Fanny's house or Michaela's bar. But again, we don't need the, no the. If you're using apostrophe S, you don't need to add the.
Okay,
Perfect.
just Michaela's bar.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Sound Kyle name of a store. I don't understand her. Oh. Ah, sounds like the name of a store. You're right, Jorge. All right, and don't be afraid to speak up. If you guys want to say something, you can say it out loud or in the chat box, however you're comfortable. Okay, so go back to the notes and down to the next section called quantity expressions with of. So right now we're working still with the preposition of. It's a really common one and a complex one. So we have these quantity expressions. And the first set, we have a lot, a number, lots, a great deal, a majority, minority, and a couple. And all of these quantity expressions, you need to use of. So if I put them in a sentence, I would need to say, I have a lot of bananas. Or, my best friend eats a great deal of fruit. So with all of these quantity expressions, it's necessary to use the preposition of. I'm going to ask you guys again to each make at least one sentence using these quantity expressions plus the preposition of. So write a sentence, put it in the chat box using a quantity expression. Kat has come to encourage you guys. She's here to say, go for it. Have a good class. Or maybe she's here to learn English with us. Okay, so there are a lot of Killers fans on the concert. That's excellent. The only thing that you might change is on the concert is a little bit strange. It's better to say at the concert.
Okay.
So on is used for surfaces like a table, on the table, or on the lake. And at is used more for a location.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a sentence? I need a lot of practice. Excellent. Lots of cars in Sao Paulo. Excellent. And just so you guys know, a lot you can use all the time, and lots, L-O-T-S, is a little less formal. So that you probably would use with friends. You can use it almost anywhere, but it's a little less formal. All right. Any other sentences? I think I'm still waiting for one, aren't I? Thank you, Jorge.
Teacher, you have two cats?
I do have two cats.
I remember another cat. I think it's black.
Yeah, he's darker colored. Exactly. I have two.
I
This
have
one's
4.
very loud. You have 4?
Oh, sorry. I have 3 cats.
Still, that's a lot of cats.
Yeah. Me and my wife.
So cool.
We love cats.
Me too. Me too.
Cats and dogs, but dogs, I don't have dogs.
Jorge, do you have any pets?
Yes, I have a dog.
Oh, cute. Big or small?
Small.
They're easier to take care of.
Yes.
How about you, Ricardo? Pets?
I have a dog.
Big or
Little
small?
one.
A little
Small.
one?
Yeah.
How cute. Okay. So I need a couple of beers. Ooh, yeah. Me too. And we have a few more. I need a lot of money. Make sure you have a lot of money. I need English classes. Well, that's doesn't have a preposition in it, but it's still a great sentence. Yeah, okay. So that's it for that one. Scroll down a little farther on the notes and you'll see some other of the same type of quantity expressions. In this list, we have all, most, and then a big line of them that says both, some, several, any, a few, a little, much, many, and numbers like 1, 2, 3. So these sometimes use the preposition of and sometimes do not. You can see in the first two, I gave you examples. So we have all of the students or all the students. In this case, all of the students, very specific meaning. So in this class, if I say all of the students like cats, that means that all of you guys like cats. So if I tell Chiquita, my cat, if I tell her all of the students like cats, she knows that I'm talking about you 3 students specifically. Or we could say all students like cats. But if we say all students like cats, I'm talking very generally, like all students everywhere in the whole world. So it's a generalization. Everyone understand?
Yeah.
So, okay, and then I did a second one, like most. So I could say most of these students hate mushrooms. So most of the students hate mushrooms. That means that most of you here right now hate mushrooms. Or I could say most students hate mushrooms. And in that case, I'm saying generally, most students in the world hate mushrooms. I don't know if that's true, but I hate mushrooms, so. Maybe just most teachers hate mushrooms. I'm not sure. Okay.
Teacher,
Yeah.
I'm trying to translate mushrooms, and I don't find what is mushrooms.
Oh, sorry, I spelled it wrong. It's cogumelo.
Okay.
I spelled it wrong. That's why you didn't find it. Sorry. My fault.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. So I would like us to each write 2 sentences using some of these quantity expressions. Use some of the ones we haven't already used. So don't use all and don't use most. Use one of the others, like both, some, several, any of those. We're each going to make 2 sentences. The first one is going to be using specific people or specific things. And the second one is going to be general, so talking about things generally or the whole world. So make 2 sentences. You guys have a couple minutes to think and write, so take your time and think it through. Also, I'm going to take this.
Ricardo is Corinthians. So right,
Yeah.
Ricardo?
Yes,
Ricardo
yeah.
is.
Corinthians is a soccer team in Brazil. And
Yeah. Are you very interested in soccer, Mauricio?
so. I prefer the tennis.
Really?
Yeah.
And what about you, Jorge? Do you like sports?
Yes, swimming.
Ooh, we have a diverse class. Many different sports.
And you, teacher?
I personally like bowling. Do you guys know bowling?
Bowling, yeah.
Yeah. I would say that it's my favorite sport, but I like a lot of sports. But I prefer to play sports instead of watching sports.
I prefer play.
Yeah, me too. Do you watch sports, Mauricio?
Sometimes I watch soccer and tennis and volleyball.
All excellent sports. How about you, Jorge? Do you prefer to play or to watch?
Both. I think.
Both.
Yeah.
You must love sports.
Not too much, but I see a few of sports like soccer and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge, are you Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow is Brazil. Tomorrow we'll play Brazil and Mexico. Yeah.
It'll be a battle.
How about it?
Ricardo, do you prefer to play sports or to watch them?
I prefer play. I like table tennis, swimming, and Krav Maga.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting one.
I like. Teacher, I use the 2 words in the same phrase, okay?
Okay, I'll read the sentences now and we'll discuss them. So
I
put
am
in.
almost sleeping.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. Yeah, it must be late for you.
No, not so much. I wake up very early.
Okay. That's why.
Yeah.
So first sentence. Oh, no. First sentence. Most of the Corinthians soccer team hate Palmeirenses.
Palmeirenses.
The other soccer team. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the people love squirrels. Yes, I love squirrels. Both cars have several problems. Awesome. Okay, so all of these are totally grammatically correct sentences. And they follow the rules that we have. So our next sentence Oh, we have a couple more. Several ants help their queen. Perfect. And any of these days I'll go watch football. I think maybe they meant many, many of these days. Okay, so they're all grammatically correct, and they're all talking about specific, well, the last one probably should be several of the ants help their queen. That way it's more specific instead of general. But we're going to do general sentences too. Or was that your general sentence?
Nope.
Okay, so that one is general, and the first one you did was specific, right?
Okay.
They're both correct. I just want to make sure that I understand which I'm getting. So now if you guys all want to put in more general sentences, just like the one that Jorge just put in. So this time we're not going to use of, and it's going to end up sounding more general about the world, like ants help their queen. We're talking about all of the ants of the world, or cats drink water. All of the cats of the world drink water. So if you don't use of, it sounds more general and you're talking about a whole population.
Okay.
This should be quick because they're not difficult sentences to make. Cats like sand. Is that true?
I think yes.
Maybe it is. My cats stay inside the house, so I don't know if they like sand. Any others? I'm hoping for one or two more. So what other generalizations can we say? People love to make generalizations about countries or about other people. I always hear Brazilians say these generalizations when I lived there, like, oh, Brazilians don't eat that, or Brazilians act this way. And it used to make me angry. Not angry, but because not all Brazilians are the same, I don't think. Brazilians
No.
like carnival. That might be true.
No. I like
No?
rock and roll.
You don't like carnival?
No, I don't like samba. I don't like carnival.
Wow, you're an unusual Brazilian.
Mm.
All right. Is that all the sentences we have for now? If anyone else wants to put one in, I'll still read it in a little bit. Okay. So go back to the notes and scroll down a little farther. We're going to change gears a little bit. Talk about for versus since. This can be a difficult topic, but with practice, it becomes very easy. And it's a common mistake, but it's very easy to fix. So for versus since. Let me have Jorge read the definitions for since and for.
Since if the starting point is given 2 o'clock last Friday, 1998. 4 is the period of time is given 20 minutes, 2 days, 1 year.
Okay. So for the first one, they give us the example 2 o'clock last Friday. So I could say, since 2 o'clock, I've been teaching on verbling. Or last Friday, I haven't had any coffee. Or since 1998, I've been practicing my Chinese. That's not true, but. Or we've got for, like 20 minutes. For 20 minutes, I've been waiting for my mother. For 2 days, I have worked a long time. Or for 1 year, I have been watching swimming on TV. So you could say any of those things. Now we're going to do a little exercise to help us decide when we're going to use since and when we're going to use for. It can be very difficult because they seem very similar. So don't worry if you make a mistake, because we're going to correct them. Oh, look, we have some more sentences. Okay, Brazilians like beach. How about it, Ricardo? Do you like beach?
Yes, I like beach. I like swimming, and we have a lot of beautiful beaches.
Yeah, that's one thing that's true.
Yes.
Juan wrote something an interesting comment, that all men that live alone and have pets are gay. I'm not sure that's very true, but the grammar is correct, which I guess is the important thing for now. All teachers have a cat? Maybe so. All right. So back to our for and since. Number 1. I'm going to ask Mauricio, will you read that sentence? You don't have to answer it, but just read the sentence.
Okay. I have been waiting for 4 o'clock.
Okay, so you think it's since or for?
Oh.
You think for?
In this case, it's a period, yeah? I have been waiting since 4 o'clock.
Since 4 o'clock. Good correction. I didn't even have to say anything. So it's a starting point. 4 o'clock is one time. That's the starting point. So we use since there. Number 2, Ricardo, read that one.
She has only been waiting for 20 minutes.
Perfect, because that's a period. Number 3 for Jorge.
Tim and Tina have been learning English for 6 years.
Excellent. Back to you, Mauricio.
Fred and Frida have been learning French for 6 years.
If it said 6 years, then that's correct. But sentence number 4, it says 1998. Read the sentence again.
Fred and Frida have been learning French since 1998.
Perfect. Thank you. Number 5, Ricardo.
Joe and Josephine have been going out together for Valentina's Day.
4. Number 6, Jorge.
I haven't been on holiday since last July.
Excellent. Number 7, Mauricio.
Mary has been saving her money for many years.
Awesome. Ricardo.
I haven't eaten anything since breakfast.
Perfect. Jorge.
You have been watching TV for hours.
Perfect. And the last one, Mauricio.
We have been living here for 2 months.
Great job, guys. I can't believe you didn't have one mistake. I think it's a really difficult choice to make because they're similar use. And I see a lot of mistakes with for versus since. So if you can remember this, It will really improve your English. Okay, scroll down a little bit more and we have some more practice. This practice is on general prepositions. Before we were doing specific prepositions, and now I'm just opening it up to get more general practice. So here you can choose from any of the prepositions. The list we have might be handy to keep open. If you want to keep that list open so that you can look at all the preposition options you have, that would be a good idea. Ricardo, do you have the preposition list? Did you get that? Ricardo?
Yeah, yes, teacher. Sorry. Is the same document?
I have two things attached to this class. The first is the notes,
sorry.
which we're looking at, and the second is a list of prepositions, and it's a website. Do you have that one?
Okay, I got it.
Okay. It's not necessary, but I think it's a good list to have, and it's a really informative list if you want to refer back to it during our exercise. Okay, so practice. Sentence number 1. The brave Ricardo will be the first to answer.
Common mistakes. I'm hoping. Is the common mistakes, okay? The same document, the first.
Yeah, the first with notes on it.
Let's see first. George Washington was born at Virginia in 1732.
What do you guys think? Is he correct? At Virginia in 1732?
I think it's in Virginia.
In Virginia is better than at Virginia because we're talking about a state, which is like a confined space. So if we're talking about a confined space, we usually say in.
But I say in. George Washington was born in Virginia at 1732.
Oh, well, it should probably be in Virginia in 1732.
Okay.
That's the best.
Okay.
There are other correct answers, but that's the best formation. Okay. Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you, teacher.
Number 2, Jorge.
In the American Revolutionary War, since 17, wow, I forget the number. 75 and 1783, he was the commander-in-chief for the American forces.
What do you guys think? The first one, in the American Revolutionary War, is that good or bad?
Good.
Good. That one's perfect. In the American Revolutionary War. Now, this second one is a little bit tricky because it has 2 dates, right? 2 of them. So he said since 1775 and 1783. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I think this correct is between.
Ah, interesting. Yes. We could say between because when we have 2 dates like that, it's not actually a starting point. A starting point is when we have just one time or date or day. But this one we have 2, and one is early, one is late. It probably is going to be between or oh yeah, between is the best preposition to put there. Thank you. And then the last one, he was the commander-in-chief. What did you say it was, Jorge? Of the American forces. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I think I use at.
So you think at?
Yes, at the American forces.
So is the American forces a place? Is it a location?
No, I don't know.
I think he was correct in saying of the American forces.
Okay.
If it was a place, you could say at. At is usually just for location. All right, Mauricio, number 3.
Washington played an important role in the founding in the United States.
All right. So what do we think? Important role in the founding. Do you guys agree with in the founding?
In the founding, could be of.
It could be of. I think actually both are okay. In the founding is correct, and you can also say of the founding. In this case, we can use both. And then the next one, did you say at the United States? Is that what you said?
No, I see in the United States.
Okay. So in the United States. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Agree.
Agree. Excellent. Well done. Number 4, Ricardo. Are you there, Ricardo?
Yes, teacher, I'm sorry again.
Falling asleep again?
Number 4. He became the first president of the United States.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jorge, number 5.
He was president in 1789 and 1797.
Well, and is actually a conjunction and not a preposition. So let's think about this one a little. We have 2 dates again. If you remember earlier, we had 2 dates.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more than one option we have here. But if we're going to put 2 prepositions, there's 2 specific ones that are perfect. Does anyone know them? It's not the same as the... You want to try? You could say, okay, so you could say between. He was president between 1789 and 1797. That doesn't use 2 prepositions. It uses just 1 preposition and a conjunction. But it's a perfectly formatted sentence. So it makes a lot of sense, and it's a good way to say that. There's another way we could do it using 2 prepositions. Can anyone think of the 2 prepositions we could use here? He was president
From
1789
to
to 1797. So that's a good way we can use 2 prepositions to say, you're basically saying the same thing as between, but you're just using 2 different prepositions. So you can say, he was president from 1789 to 1797, or even you could say from 1789 until 1797. All of them are correct. Good job, guys. Number 6, Mauricio.
Oh my God, it's very hard. George Washington died. I don't know, blank. They blank 67 in the 14 blank December 7999.
Okay, so let's work through this one a little. I know there's a lot going on in this sentence, and you have 4 blanks, and they don't give you very much information. But if we get the first one, or just one of them, I think it will be easier to put the rest in. So from the sentence, we can see that they're trying to say that George Washington was 67 when he died, right? So George Washington died, blank, the age, blank, 67. Does anyone want to guess what might go in one of those blanks? It's okay to be wrong. If you say something and it's wrong, nothing bad will happen. I promise.
could be at
For which one?
the age
Yes, excellent. So George Washington died at the age
of
of 67. Awesome. And that was a really difficult one too, because I keep telling you that at is usually used for location, which is true, but not always. And here we have the age, right? And that's not really a location. So that one's a really difficult one, but it is correct to say George Washington died at the age of 67. That's the best way to say it. Okay, just two more to go. Blank the 14th, blank December. So the 14th is a day, right? The 14th and then the month of December. So who wants to guess at one of those blanks?
in
For which one?
in the
In the 14th, blank December?
of December.
Of December. Excellent. So we have blank 14th of December. In isn't exactly correct because we're talking about a day, and so there's a different preposition we usually use for this. Does anyone guess that one?
On
On the 14th of December. Excellent, guys. I know these are tricky. They seem like they're short and simple, but they're not. They're very complicated, and it can be difficult to remember. The best thing is just to practice them and become accustomed to these prepositions and how they're used. All right, brave Ricardo, it is your turn once again.
It's my turn. Let's go. The capital of the United States and one federal state are named by George Washington.
Awesome. Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we have one more set. I don't think we're going to have time to finish the whole thing, but we should have time to do a couple of them. So I'll have each of you do one more, and then I'll take some questions and we'll end class. Jorge, will you do number one for us?
Yeah. Henry Ford was born on the 30th of July, 18.
Excellent. Perfect. We did that one in the first exercise, and that's exactly how we did it. Number two, Mauricio.
He made his first car, the quadricycle, of June 1896.
Probably not of June. Try again.
He made his first car, the quadricycle, size since June, maybe.
Okay, it could be since June if this was in perfect tense, the perfect tense. So if it said he has been making the quadricycle since June, then it would be a perfect construction. That's not a bad preposition to use. But because we don't have the perfect tense here, it's kind of strange to say since. Also, I apologize because you always get the hard sentences. We can't use of because we use of with months if you have a date, like a specific date, like the 30th or the 14th. But since we don't have a date, we think of June like a confined area. Does anyone remember what preposition we use when we have like a confined space, like a room or a box?
In?
In. Exactly. Okay. So in is the best one to use there. In June 1896. That's the best one to use.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Ricardo, last one. Ready?
In 1903, I'm not sure about this date, okay? In 1903, he founded the Ford Motor Company.
Awesome. So That's perfect. In 1903.
1903. Okay.
All right, guys. You can do the other ones on your own time if you like, or not, however you prefer. And if you guys ever have any questions about these or about anything else, you can always message me at my Facebook page, which I'm giving you my name for right now. And if you guys ever want a specific class, that's always a good idea. Like if you want to know more about perfect tense, or if you need more practice with gerund verbs or something, you can ask me to do a class on it. And a lot of times I'll have an extra class that I need material for, so I can accommodate you. So if you guys need anything, I'll be around. I have another class coming up right now. So I'll end class and start my next one, and maybe I'll see you guys again.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. This was an excellent class.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye. Good luck.